And welcome back. I hope you're all doing well. So in tonight's video, we're going to install and run Android on our Linux machine. Now you might be wondering, well, why would we want to do this? But secondly, and more seriously though, there are some applications that may be mobile only and you'd like to use them on a much larger screen and maybe using a mouse and keyboard as your input devices. So a couple of points here before we get started. First of all, I'm on Pop! OS. And secondly, we need Wayland in order for this to work. We are going to be using a package called waydriod. I'm going to show you how to install it, configure it, and get it up and going. And then I'll show you how to customize a little bit. And I think we'll install a game and give it a shot to make sure the mouse and keyboard work. This is a pretty straightforward project. So I hope you get some value out of this, and I thank you for watching. And with that said, let's go ahead and jump right into it. So the first thing we need to do is make sure that you are in Wayland. And to do that, I'm already in a Wayland session, by the way. We need to go ahead and open up a terminal. And the very first thing we need to do is do a sudo apt update and sudo apt upgrade -y, hit enter, put in our password, and let it do its thing. All right, update. So let's go ahead and clear this out. All right, so let's go ahead and get into Wayland. For those of you watching, following along, the first thing we need to do is go into our etc folder or directory. So cd space hyphen or / rather, etc, hit enter. And then let's go ahead and change directory into our gdm3 directory, hit enter. Let's do a list. And the file we're looking for is custom.conf. So we'll go ahead and edit that. I use gedit. So sudo gedit and custom.conf, hit enter. Now about let's see, about 7 lines down on line 7, you'll see Wayland enable equals true. Yours will probably say false, so go ahead and change that to true and then hit save, and then go ahead and close out of it. Now you want to log out, or actually reboot your machine, and then when you log in, log back in under Wayland. So let's go ahead and exit out of our terminal. Actually, no, let's just clear it out, and then let's go back to our home directory. Clear that out. Okay, so first thing we need to do now, now that you're in Wayland, we need to go ahead and make sure we have the proper certificates installed. So to do that, we're going to do sudo apt install curl ca-certificates. And then we'll do a -y, so we can just automatically say yes to our install, hit enter, and it's already installed. For a lot of you, these are probably already installed anyway, but it never hurts to go ahead and go through the process just to make sure. So now we can go ahead and install waydriod. And to do that, we're going to do curl -s https :// repo.waydriod.id line sudo and bash. Hit enter. And the repository is added. So let's go ahead and do a sudo apt update. Okay, now I've already have waydriod installed, but go ahead and type in sudo apt install waydriod. Then put a -yes after that to go ahead and say yes to your install. And then hit enter and it'll install. Since I already have it installed, we're good to go to move on to the next step, which will be to clear this out so we can work. Now we need to open up a couple communication ports so waydriod can actually communicate, or rather so Android can actually communicate with the internet. And to do that, we're going to type in sudo ufw allow 67, hit enter. And we're skipping adding, I've already added these rules, but it's going to say rule added. And then we're going to do sudo ufw allow 53, hit enter. And it's going to be skipping it again because I've already done this. And then we're going to do sudo ufw default allow forward, all caps, hit enter. And the rule's been changed. All right, so now our ports are open. We've got waydriod installed, and we are in a Wayland session. So let's go ahead and clear this out. All right, so let's go ahead and close out of our terminal, and then let's go ahead and fire up waydriod. So close that out. We'll go down to our show applications, and there's waydriod. So click on it. It should open up. And we have two types of Android. We have vanilla, and we have GApps. We want gaps because that'll have the application for the Play Store, which is necessary for what we're doing. Hit download. And it's going to say waiting for waydriod container service. This may take a few moments, so be patient. And by the way, at the end of this video, you may run into an error that talks about binders, a binder error. And at the end of the video, I'll show you how to correct that. We'll go ahead and let it download. All right, so Android is now installed. So let's go ahead and hit done. And it's going to open up our session of Android. Lineage OS. All right, phone is starting. So a quick little navigation here to navigate this. Well, first of all, let me back up a little bit here. The device isn't Play Protect certified, so we need to go ahead and do that before we do anything else. So let's go ahead and fix that now. All right, so the first thing we need to do is let's go ahead and close out of Waydriod. I'm just going to right click on it and hit quit. Now we need to open up a terminal. Okay, so we need to go ahead and open up a waydriod shell. So sudo waydriod shell, hit enter, put in our password. Okay, now we're in a waydriod shell. So I'm going to put this command down in the description below, but this is going to give us the information we need to copy our ID. And then we're going to go to Google/Android/uncertified, and we're going to certify our device. So I'm going to copy the command from a note. Copy it. I'm going to paste it in here. Hit enter. And here's our device ID. So we're going to go ahead and copy this. Now let's open up a browser. All right, so now we're going to paste that ID down here in this box. Hit paste, hit I'm not a robot, and hit register. And we're good to go. So go ahead and close out this web browser. Close out our terminal, and let's go back into Waydriod. Now it may take a few moments before it actually activates. It looks like it did, so let's click on the Play Store. And we got to sign in. Oh, it's not protected yet. Give it a minute or two. Actually, we need to go ahead and close this down completely. So hit quit, go into your terminal, and let's go ahead and shut everything down. Sudo waydriod session stop. Put in our password. And we'll go ahead and shut down the container. Sudo waydriod container stop. And we can go ahead and exit out. Now let's go back into Waydriod. Take a moment or two for it to boot up. Now we're in. And it should be active here in a moment or two. So while we're messing around waiting for that to activate, to navigate this, you just kind of want to grab down here with your mouse, right click, and then drag up. And it'll bring you to your application tray. You can see we have the Play Store, clock, camera, which you're probably not going to use, calendar, music, very vanilla, very basic apps that typically come with Android. So we can go ahead and close that, lower that back down. And let's check the Play Store to see if we can get in yet. And we can. So let's go ahead and type in your password for your Google account. All right, so now that we're in, let's go ahead and open up the Play Store. And let's install a web browser. See if we can find Firefox in here. There's a search option to the left-hand side. We'll type in Firefox. Go ahead and grab it real quick. And install. Okay, let's go ahead and open it up. Go ahead and set Firefox as a default. Hit OK. Not now for the widget. Don't want to sign in. And the search option is actually down here at the bottom. So let's just let's look for a wallpaper for our Android install. Let's do a Godzilla wallpaper. Now, messing around with this earlier, for some reason the images don't look very good, but as you'll see here in a moment, they actually look pretty good once we get everything set up and going. Let's grab this one here. Let's go ahead and save the image. And we can go ahead and close out of Firefox. Grabbing the bottom and swiping up, and it's gone. Let's close out this too. So let's go into our settings. Over here on the left-hand side, you got network and internet, connected devices, apps and notification, battery, storage, etc., etc. Typically what you would find on your Android phone. And we want to look for display, styles, wallpapers, screen, timeout, and font size. Open that up. Let's go to dark theme. Turn that on now. And then let's click the back button. And styles and wallpapers. Let's see what we got. So let's go ahead and add a wallpaper. Grab Godzilla. Go ahead and activate that. And we're good to go for the home screen. So down here at the bottom right hand corner, we'll click the check mark to activate it for the home screen. Let's take a look at styles. So what else do we have? So we can go ahead and change our icons. Let's click on custom. And I think I went to the wrong one. Let's go to next. Next. We can change colors. Go with kind of a sandy color. Hit next. And we can change our shapes of our icons. So and that's kind of cool. We'll hit next again. Hit apply. And we can go ahead and close out of our settings. And there's our new background, our new wallpaper. So to move apps around, you simply just grab the app, hold on to it, and then drag it to where you want it. Put that up there. And to clean up a little bit, let's get rid of some of these apps that we're not going to use. So we'll come down here, browse. So to get rid of these apps, the apps that you don't want, you simply right click and hold, and then click on the little I for the information, app info. And then here you have disable. In some cases, there'll be an option for delete. We're going to go ahead and disable it. Hit disable app. Go back and let's get rid of a couple more here. Contacts, I don't really want that on this computer, so we'll hold right click and then click on the eye and we'll disable that as well. And I think that's about it. The camera, don't want that either, so we'll go ahead and get rid of that. But we can't, all right? I'm going to force stop it anyway. Hit OK. And then we'll click down here at the bottom right hand corner, this little box. That'll stop the app, then we can go ahead and close it out. So the Play Store, let's grab that and put it up here somewhere. And we can go ahead and get rid of this by holding onto it and dragging up to where it says remove. Of course, it's not working while I'm recording. There we go. Let's get rid of music. And let's get rid of the gallery. Go ahead and drag this over here. There's our settings, and let's get rid of this camera. We just click it and drag it up to remove. All right, so now we have one screen. We have our Play Store, our web browser, and our settings. So let's go ahead and try a game out and see how it works. Play Store, and let's do a search. Let's try PGR. Now you may notice that some games won't work on this device. I'm not sure if it's an issue of it being Android 11. But anyway, so you're going to be a little bit limited here. Arknights does work, I do believe. Yes, it does. No, it doesn't. Actually, I'm sorry. It says this tablet is incompatible with this app. I haven't played with this enough yet to kind of circumvent that. I'm sure there's a workaround for it. Let's see what other games we have here. Lord of Heroes is pretty good. Let's go ahead and install that. and wait for it to finish. And let's go ahead and fire it up. So let's grab it and transfer it over to our main screen, put it down here, and let's try it, see how it looks. It's going to take a few minutes for it to install. Yes, I'm over 13 years old. At least I hope I am. Yes, 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 etc. Hit start. All right, let's log in as Google. Let's just do guest for now. You can log in as your... You can log in under Google if you want to. We're just testing this out, so I'm not going to do that. So far, the mouse works great. Let's go ahead and skip this. Actually, the visuals look really good. Alright, let's pick a hairstyle. Hit OK. Finish editing, yes.
ロード、北方領その前にご確認いただきたい協定の書類がございます。我々にとって
Oh, and our nickname. Let's go with Rave. And I know it's probably already taken, but let's try it anyway. Name of the channel. Hit OK over here. Confirm. It's already in use. Go figure. Put an X on it. Try that. There we go.
ありがとうございます。では、伯爵を連れてまいります。
アバロンの君主、お目にかかる。久しぶりだな、伯爵。謁見の間に護衛を連れてくるとは。これが何をアバロンには強力な指導者が必要。これからは我。伯爵では満足できないという。我欲は己を滅ぼす。騎士たちよ、あいつらを。
Alright, let's test out the combat.
戦の時間だ。
とにゃ。むずむずして。
私が直接指揮をとプラン。赤い服の兵士。
Okay, each character, select a target. I'm assuming red is probably the toughest. Let's go for him. Or not. Let's get rid of this guy.
Miu, 広範囲を攻撃して倒れていない敵を。
That was quick. Boss round, let's see. Go for him first. Party gains spirit when your heroes attack or are struck by powerful blows. All right.
騎士たちの腕は確かだな。だが、王国最高剣士と呼ばれるこの俺を倒す。今だヨハン。全力でオズワルド伯爵を制圧せよ。避けられません。エクセリオンバッター。しかし待機していた精鋭たちが
連れてきてみろってば。
オズワルド
逃げ足は。
その必要はない。
わかりました。
All right, so let's go ahead and close out of this. Works pretty well.
相手してやろう。
I'll leave. Keyboard works fine. All right, so there we go. So we have Android installed and running on our Pop! OS installation. Let's go ahead and close this out, end this session. Just right click on Waydriod and go to quit, and there you go. Now, before closing this out, I do want to reiterate that some apps don't work yet. And again, I'm not sure if it's because it's Android 11 that we're using. I believe we're on Android, what are we on now? I think my phone is on Android 13, so I think we're on 16 or something like that, or 18, I'm not sure. But anyway, so with that said, I do want to talk about one more thing. And that is, I did mention before that you might get a Pop! OS, you might get an error for binders. And let me show you what that error looks like, because I played with it a little bit earlier today. So you might get this error that says mod probe fatal, module binder Linux not found in directory, etc. So to fix that, it's very simple. I'm going to take you to the GitHub page where the fix is located, and we'll go through it together. So if you're running into that, let's give a shout out to ElevenhSoft for authoring this fix. So if you're getting that error message, you open up your terminal and you copy these commands one by one into your terminal, and then reboot your PC, and be sure to log back in as Wayland, and you should be good to go. Okay, so with that said, and I will put this link in the description below for those of you who do get that error. It's fairly common for Pop! OS for some reason. So close this out, and I thank you all for watching. I hope you got some value out of this again, and thank you all for being patient. Hurricane Helene was pretty nasty, and we have another storm coming towards us. It should be hitting probably Wednesday or Thursday, so a couple more days. Hopefully it won't do too much damage. So if you're in Florida, please be safe. And I hope to see you on the next video coming up. So I think I'm going to do episode 33 of the Steam Library playthrough, and just a little talk on that for a second. I've got maybe 2 more episodes to go through, and then we'll do a final wrap up of the overall experience. So we've been doing this for about 6-7 months now, going through 251 games on Pop! OS, and so far only 6 haven't worked, and 3 of those are due to kernel level anti-cheats. And 3 of them, or I think one of them was like a DOS game that just didn't work. But there are some workarounds, and I do kind of want to play with those workarounds a little bit on the remaining 3 that weren't related to the anti-cheat, to see if I can get them to work. And if I can, I'll go ahead and share those with you, those fixes. But other than that, though, thank you all again, and I hope you have a good one. So stay safe out there.